And I want to start first by thanking Martha Manriquez and her team, Samantha Zamudio and Abby Kirkendall, who are the amazing folks in the Graduate Studies Center. And we will actually talk a little bit about the Graduate Studies Center in a second. So, Martha, I think we're good if you want to get us started with the PowerPoint, and I will let you know when I want my next slide.
Dr. Adams, I can give you the access to you and you can just control my screen
Okay, that's
if you
fine.
want that. Let
Yeah,
me
that's
let
fine.
me share first and then.
Okay.
So, but everybody else, you guys can share your screens that you have. And 1 second. Can you see it, Dr. Adams?
I can.
Okay.
All right. And then I advanced it without meaning to. Hold on.
Yeah, it's a little tricky.
It is. There we go. All right. Hey, everybody. So welcome again to New Graduate Student Orientation for Spring 2026. We're really glad to have you here and have lots of great information for you about our programs. In case you didn't know, you might not have, but CSUB has over 20 graduate programs, more than 19 graduate credentials. And we have over 2,000 graduate students at the campus. So first I want to introduce myself. Martha, this is just not working very well for me. All right, there we go. My name is Elizabeth Adams, and I am the Interim Vice President for Academic Affairs and Dean of Academic Programs, which is a long title and probably doesn't have a lot of meaning for most folks, but that does mean that graduate studies, um, I don't want to go forward yet. There we go. Is part of my portfolio, and I'm really delighted that it is. I love talking to graduate students about what they're doing um, and who they are. I also am the dean of our Antelope Valley campus, and in fact, I'm speaking to you today from Lancaster. If you didn't know, Bakersfield has two campuses, one obviously in Bakersfield, but the other is in Lancaster, and we do host graduate programs and credentials here in Lancaster as well. We offer the MBA, the MSW, the Masters of Arts in Education curriculum, and then all of the credential programs. So if you're an AV student, special shout out to you. I already mentioned Martha, who's our Graduate Studies Center coordinator, Abby Kirkendall and Samantha Zamudio, who are our student assistants. And I'm going to introduce the ASI Director of Grad Studies here in just a second. If you are a graduate program director, if you could introduce yourself in the chat and just tell us that you're here and who you are. I know your students probably know who you are, but the other students won't know about all the breadth of our programs. We also want to get to know the new graduate students. Now, there aren't a ton of you here today, but that means you're all the more important to us. And so if you could also in the chat, put your name, your graduate program, and your why. Why are you here? Why did you decide to go to graduate school? It's not something that everybody does. And in fact, I'll talk a little bit about how rare it is in just a second. But we want to get to know you and to get to know more about you. So if you could in the chat, I'll give you a couple of seconds to do that. Put that info in the chat. I'm not sure what are the like hosts on various streaming platforms go? Okay, chat, let's go. I'm not sure I'm cool enough to do that, but I am somebody who's happy to talk about how much I am in favor of graduate studies because it's a special group of humans. As you can see by this, only 13% of the US population holds an advanced degree, less than 2% hold a doctoral degree. So those of you, if we have any new students in the EDD or DNP program, you're joining a very elect group, but regardless, this is not something a lot of people do in their lives. I want to talk just for a few minutes about some of the services we offer and about our space. Right now, the graduate study space has been in flux, and we were moved out of our old space, which was out in the old dorms, and are going to be opening our new space, which also happens to be our old space, in Dorothy Donahue Hall. Should be open within the next couple of weeks, and we will let all of the graduate program coordinators know when we're open. But we provide lots of services for students, some virtually and some in person. So one of the services we're providing is the one you're here right now doing, which is the new graduate student orientation. We also offer professional development workshops and events. The lab and lounge and printers are all the things that are going to be open within the next couple of weeks. There is there's not a conference room anymore. Well, they could use our conference room. All right, so there's still a conference room. Plus, we have access to special graduate student money, including the Equity Fellowship, the Faculty Diversity Fellowship, the Sally Casanova Scholars, and the CDIP program. We're also here to answer any policy or procedure questions. We put out a newsletter every semester. We have laptops you can check out, and we do have a mentorship opportunity, which we'll talk about in a little bit. Feel free to email anytime, gsc@csub.edu, and Martha or somebody else will get back to you as soon as we can. So I mentioned the Sally Casanova Scholars, and that is a program designed to help people get into doctoral programs. So if you're a master's student and are thinking that you do think you'd like to go on to do a doctoral program, please give us a shout out and let us help you talk through the opportunities that the pre-doctoral program offers. There's also the program that's called CDIP. It's not a great name, but at any rate, it's a forgivable loan for students who are in doctoral programs. So this would be later in doctoral programs, who are interested in faculty positions in the CSU. And we actually have quite a number of faculty at CSUB who were CDIP recipients. So we will make sure you get information about both of those programs, and we encourage you to consider them if you are thinking about going on to be a doctoral student. This is, just so everybody knows, neither of these programs is applicable to our EDD degree, but it is applicable to our Doctorate of Nursing Practice degree. So if you are in that program, we can talk to you about it. We also have the Runner Alumni Mentor Program, which is a program that pairs alumni professionals with career coaching. So we can answer any questions about that. All right. So let's wait. Here's our mission statement. You can read this if you want to, but the basic idea is that we are here for academic excellence, to develop a passion for higher learning, and to engage with the faculty and the community. And we hope that we can provide campus-wide leadership in all graduate policies, that we are working very hard at maintaining and creating a culture of graduate studies. The graduate programs are held to a high standard, and that the community of scholars is an inclusive one. So I mentioned that we have over 20 graduate programs. Here they are. We've got three in arts and humanities, three in business and public administration. Now I'm going to stop counting, but you can see all of them. Okay. Here are some tips. We can go over these if you want, but I would say the two that I would sort of emphasize the most are that we have spaces for you that are graduate student specific. So please feel free to use the GSC and DDH or to find space in the library. There are rooms that are available for students who are doing research. And seek help. If there's anything that you need help with, we are here to help you. And in fact, a lot of the folks you're going to hear from here in a minute are going to talk to you about the different resources that are available on campus. And there's our info. All right, Martha, have the ASI folks arrived? They have.
Yes,
All right.
sorry. I'm here. I'm here.
There's Mario. Mario is your ASI graduate student director, and he's here to talk to you about what ASI can do for you.
Okay. Share screen. Okay, can you guys see my screen? Okay, I'm getting head nods. All right. Now I was just reading those. I love reading why people pursue graduate programs because I think it's such a big leap in your career because I know most of us are working like full-time jobs, we have families, so it's definitely a big commitment, and I commend all of you for taking this step. I think it'll definitely be worth it. A lot of you guys have some really cool dreams that I hope you guys are able to accomplish. So what is ASI? ASI stands for Associated Students Incorporated. And so what that means here at CSUB is it's our student government. So if you didn't graduate from CSUB during your undergrad, I'm sure you had some sort of knowledge of your school's student government. And so that's what we have here. And as a student, our motto, which is really important to me, is students working for students. So we're here to represent you and be your advocate on campus. And so before I get into ASI more, I want to introduce myself a little bit. So I'm the director of graduate students, as you heard. I'm originally from Shafter, and I currently work as an intern at Kaiser Permanente. Prior to CSUB, I did my bachelor's in psychology at the University of Southern California. And my current program is Master's of Science in Healthcare Administration. So I will say I'm not doing anything related to psychology right now, but I think at the time it was just an interest of mine, and I think it's definitely helped with how I sort of view interactions and my relationships. So let's see, now to go on about ASI. So as I was saying, ASI is our governing body, or our student government body at CSUB, and we exist to provide an official voice through which students' opinions and issues may be expressed regarding local, state, and federal issues. So not just at the campus-wide level, but also at the state and federal. And so we do that through our ASI CSU system. ASI is represented at the CSU level. And then, of course, like at the state level and federal level, we have different parts of ASI that help advocate. And so we'll learn about that as we continue through the presentation. But basically, what it's done for me, I think, has been a place where I can speak issues that I've seen in my classrooms, in my degree, in my program. So I think where you get most value is from being able to bring up campus-wide issues at to one of our directors. So the ASI board of directors is comprised of 5 executives, 1 chairwoman, and 16 directors. So we have our president, and then he has his 4 executives, the vice president of campus life, the vice president of finance, and the vice president of university affairs. I'll talk a little bit more about each of them because they do lead out their own committees within ASI, but you also have the list of directors, which there are a lot, but you can always find this information on our website as well. And so let me see. And so this is where the executives come into play. So each of the executives leads one of our 3 committees. And so with university affairs, the main function of that committee is to organize and address all university related issues that pertain to students. So if you do have any concerns, you can bring it up to the entirety of the board, but a majority of those concerns will go to this committee and they will try and be that advocate for you. The finance committee is responsible for all funds that relate to the organization, and they also assist with club and organization funding. So if you're interested in joining a club or even starting a club, they're going to be really important because ASI actually does have provide funding for clubs to put on events or go to events for travel. So that's one thing that's really cool about ASI. Next is the Campus Life Committee, and that's actually the committee that I'm a part of. What we do is we plan, publicize, and coordinate culturally and socially unified events and activities for the student body. So basically, we just organize a lot of the events that you see on campus, and we also collaborate with other entities at CSUB. You'll see us on, we do have a runner hour. So what that is every other Wednesday, we do some sort of event for students just within the hour from 12 to 1 around lunchtime. And so sometimes we'll provide food or snacks or a really cool activity for you guys. And so I encourage you to follow our Instagram as well. We do publish all of our events that we have upcoming on our Instagram. And so that's one of the ways that we encourage people to stay connected. So let's see what's next. And so as I was saying, ASI does advocate for students on the state and federal level. And one of the ways that we do this is through our lobby corps. So if you're interested in being a part of ASI, I know maybe not this semester, but next semester, and you don't want to join as one of our board of directors or executives, we do have these other programs that ASI leads as well. One of them is Lobby Corps, which they serve as a voice for students when lobbying local, state, and national legislature in regards to all issues pertaining to higher education, the CSU system, and CSUB. So they do this by ensuring that your voice is heard on campus and in the halls of the Capitol in Sacramento and Washington, D.C. So they're a group that goes out and advocates for issues that you see wrong with the system. And so this is a really cool way an opportunity that students can get involved with if you're interested in government or just wanting to make a difference. And so we also have Rowdy Bunch. So this is a very, how should I put it? It's not too commitment. Like if you want to be involved with ASI, but you don't want to give that much commitment, Rowdy Bunch is a really cool volunteer program that is associated with ASI. So basically what they do is they just help ASI host events on campus. And so they do this by volunteering with setup or even throughout the event. And so this is a really cool way if you're just wanting to get involved on campus but don't want to commit too much time. I would definitely recommend checking Rowdy Bunch out. And lastly, we have our board meetings. And so I encourage you all, if you have any concerns that you see around campus or you just want to see what ASI is about, to attend one of our board meetings. The really cool thing about this is all that we do have campus leaders that come to each of our event or each of our board meetings. And so during these meetings, you can there is a section for public comment in which students or anyone from the public can come and voice concerns that they have. And this is we host these every Friday from 3 to 5 p.m. in the ITVC studio and also virtually on Zoom.
All right. Thanks, Mario.
Yeah, of course.
And I wanted to shout out to Mike Kwan and Antonio Reyes if they showed today. I don't know if they're here. I know they were talking about coming, but if they didn't, I do want to make sure everybody knows who they are. Mike Kwan's the executive director of ASI for the campus and also a CSUB alum. And Antonio Reyes is our current ASI president. So if you see either of them around campus or want an intro to them, reach out to Mario and he can connect you up. All right. Thank you. Next, we have Kirsten Lattimore, who is going to tell you about finishing your program. You just started your program, and now it's time to talk about finishing your program. And Kirsten is the person who will guide you through the end. So, Kirsten.
All right, let me see if I can get my slide shared real quick. All right. So yes, my name is Kirsten Lattimore. I'm one of the librarians here at CSU Bakersfield. Part of my job is, of course, helping you all submit your finished master's theses or dissertations at the end of your program. I'm also going to talk a little bit about the different services and resources we have for you at the library. And at the very end, I will talk about submitting to the institutional repository and how you can contact me if you have any library related questions or theses submitted related questions. So you will definitely want to know the library webpage. So it's csub.edu/library. You all have borrowing and access privileges. I have that link listed here as well. You may also have course reserves. You can do that on our webpage and search by your course ID or instructor name. If you are in need of immediate assistance, you can call the library, but we also have a 24/7 library chat. So if you have a question at 2 a.m. in the morning, you can still get help. We're part of a consortium with other institutions. So when they're asleep, we help out their students. And when we're asleep, they help us out. So do take advantage of library chat. You can also make individual appointments with us. So for example, if you are a MSW student and you're about to work on a research paper and you need assistance in how do I research? I need a refresher. You can make an appointment with me because I'm your subject librarian. You just need to go to our webpage and click make a research appointment. You can view my availability and you can schedule a 30-minute appointment with me. Most of us here do either in our office in the library building or over Zoom. So if you're distance or you can't come in, we can still get that assistance to you. We also have study room spaces in the library, but that does require a reservation ahead of time. So those are reservable spaces for group study. But if you need somewhere quiet to do your own work, we also have a 24-hour study room. So if it is 10 p.m. and the library itself is closed, you can still access that study space. You do need your student ID badge to enter. Other resources, when you, oh, sorry, something popped up there. Inevitably, you start working on your research and writing. We do have many subject databases available through the library. You just need to go to our library webpage and go to databases by subject, and you can browse our subject databases there. That's where you ideally will want to go to locate those peer-reviewed research articles or dissertations. We also have subject guides per subject. So if you're education, social work, in public health, We do have library guides with helpful information and resources listed there as well. OneSearch is our library catalog. So if you're looking for books and video that we hold, that would be the ideal place to look for them. You can also submit resource sharing requests. You just need to search for it in the catalog first to ensure that we don't already have it. And then you can go to a web form to place a request for an item, and then we'll try our best to obtain it for you. But we are asking other libraries, so we're beholden to their own policies. In addition to the Walter Stern Library, of course, we also have the Antelope Valley campus. My colleague Christine Holloway is the AV librarian, and she's also available to help you guys out by Lancaster area. So I'd reach out to her if you need any library questions answered as well. They do have their own course reserves. So you do have course reserves as well down at AV. Additionally, if you guys need help down there, you're also welcome to use the 24/7 chat. It's available to you as well. And more information about the AV location specifically is available on that library guide I have linked below, the libguides.com/avcampus, if you'd like to read more about that. And then lastly, the institutional repository. So once you've finished your program, you've finished your theses or dissertation, what you'll need to do is you're going to need to self-submit your electronic theses, project, or dissertation. We call it the ProQuest ETD for electronic theses and dissertation. You'll submit that. I will personally review it to make sure you have everything that's required. Usually the big thing is the signature page. We really need that signature page from you guys. And there is a library guide available. Let me see if I can. That's okay. There's a library guide that can walk you through that process step by step. But of course, I'm also available to help you through that. If you have any specific questions, you're welcome to email me. My contact information is here. So klattimore1@csub.edu. If you have any, I guess, subject-related inquiries or questions about your self-submission. Yeah.
Great. Thanks so much.
Stop sharing my screen. Thank you.
Yeah. For those of you who are sort of new to this whole graduate thing, it is different than undergrad. And one of the big resources that I would encourage you to access is our library faculty. They are an incredible resource. They are there to help you with your research, with your questions. So please don't hesitate to reach out to them by subject matter or go to the library itself. It's one of my favorite places on campus. And they're there to help you with your research needs. So, and then when you're ready to finish up, if you do have a thesis, Kirsten can help you with that. All right. Well, while you're thinking hard, you may end up needing some help in other areas. And so let's talk about some of the other things that you might need. And one of them is that as a CSUB student, you have access to the Student Health Center and all of the services that it provides. So I am going to turn it over to Lauren Headland, and she's going to tell you about that.
Hi, everyone. My name is Lauren Headland, and I am the Health Education Coordinator here at Student Health Services. And so I am going to talk to you briefly about what we have available for you. Starting off our location, we are on the south end of campus off of Camino Media. Parking in Lot H is the closest one to us, and we are across from the iCardo Center. We are a full functioning medical facility, so we have multiple physicians and a nurse practitioner here available for you. We have a nursing staff, referral specialists who can look at what you might need that we don't offer and help get you out into the community. We have clinical assistants that help in a lot of different areas of the clinic. We have our own pharmacy here, which has over-the-counter medications as well as prescription medications. We do our own lab work right here on campus. Health education is my department. We do a lot of outreach, presentations, special events, a lot of the work outside of the clinic. And then to briefly go over the services that we have. All of this can be found on our website, but we do offer medical evaluations, and everything here in red that you see, there's no additional charge for it. You've paid for the health center in your tuition, so that makes most of our services free of charge for you. So medical evaluations are no charge. Health education, which is everything that we do around campus, there's no charge. We do have a free wellness vending machine, and I'll go over that in a future slide. We do offer family planning and contraceptives, those types of things. We have that available right here on campus. Our lab tests are here on campus, and there's no charge. We do offer x-ray referrals. We send you right across the street if you are needing an x-ray, and we do pay that for you. We have first aid, so if something happens, you need to come in and see us, we can do that. Some appointments are available by telehealth, and we do STI testing as well. Some of the services that we do offer and we charge for are medications, but most of our medications are $5 or less. Even over-the-counter medications, everything is very inexpensive, so you may want to check with us first before going out into the community. Physicals, if you're needing one for a job or a degree program and there's some paperwork involved, there is a fee for that. But if you're just needing a checkup or you're wanting a physical for your own purposes, that's more of a simple physical, there's no fee. And we do immunizations as well. So if you are needing any immunizations, reach out to us and we can let you know what we charge for those. And if it's too expensive, we can also look at where we can get you out into the community for cheaper. You don't have to have insurance to see us, but we do recommend that you have insurance and we can help get you enrolled. So if you need insurance, reach out to us and we can help you with that. The vending machine that I mentioned is stocked with items like sexual health items, alcohol and drug safety items, first aid kits, sunscreen, stuff like that. You use your student ID number, you ask for it at the front desk, and you don't have to pay for anything in there. We do have a chart that shows what's in there, QR codes on how to use things. If there's a limit for the item, we have that listed as well. So definitely come in and get these items for free rather than going out and paying for them. We do also have free Narcan. On campus, we are the office that gives out Narcan. It can be very expensive if you have to buy it in the community, but you can come and get it for free out of our vending machine. We do have a lactation room. So if you are needing that space, we do have it available. You can ask for it at the front desk. We don't have a place to store breast milk, but we do have the place to pump. And then our hours are Monday through Friday from 8 to 5. We do take appointments from 8:15 to 11:30 and 1 to 4:30. Most of our services you can drop in. You'll just want to avoid coming at the lunchtime and right before closing. Our phone number is there. If you want to give us a call and make an appointment, if you have any questions. We do have services available in Antelope Valley. There's a phone number there you can call to schedule. You'll let them know you're a CSUB AV student, and you'll take your student ID to the urgent care to receive the services that we have listed there. There's immunizations, if you need a physical or a checkup, lab work, x-ray, all of that is available for you as a student down in AB. And then we do have your immunization requirement. The only one we're looking for is hepatitis B if you're 18 and younger. So most of you don't have to worry about that. But all the instructions are there. Call us if you have any questions about the immunization requirement as well. You don't want to get a hold placed on your registration. And then lastly, you can follow us on social media. This is where you can stay most up to date and find out what's going on with us. We give away a lot of free stuff and run promotions and stuff like that. So definitely call us, stop by, follow us on social media, and just make sure you're using us because you pay for the service. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Lauren. Let me say, if we do have any 17-year-old graduate students,
Yeah.
I'm impressed, and go get your hepatitis B.
Yes.
All right. Next up, we have Eric Lord, who's the director of our counseling center, and he's going to tell you all about the services that they offer. So, Eric.
All right, everyone. Welcome in. Can everybody see my slides? They're good. Thumbs up. Fantastic. Thank you. Okay, so yes, I am Eric Lord. I'm the director of the Counseling Center here on campus. I'll tell you in a minute where we're located. But we provide all of the mental health and just overall personal health counseling for students. When I say counseling, I mean therapy. We have clinicians in our office that are all licensed therapists. And as a student enrolled on campus, you can receive counseling in a schedule that works for you. And so it's a pretty important part of our campus, I think, as far as our student well-being goes. So let me just get into it here. This is this first slide here is a picture of our team. For the most part, I should say, since this picture was taken, we've lost the person on the very far right, as you're looking at it there, Ghazal Abbas, has moved on to other endeavors. And so we have a new clinician. Her name is Norma Marquez. She's with us now. But this is our staff here, from MFTs, marriage and family therapists, to licensed clinical social workers. And the gentleman standing right next to me there is Michael Harville. He's a clinical psychologist. And it also has Roxy. The second to left there is our administrative support person. But just kind of gives you an idea of who we are, as if you would like to come and receive services, who you might see. We are located on the far west side of campus. If you look at the map here, this is an overhead view of our map. You can actually go to the interactive map on CSUB's website. We are on the far west side of campus, just across the street from a big blue water tower, and not quite far enough to get to the hospital. We're pretty close. Many students choose to park in this parking lot. That'll be a secret between us and you for right now. And so, but it's because there's usually some spots available there, but that's where we are located. For the spring 2026, we offer a number of things. Most people come in to see us for individual therapy. If you already have a therapist in town and you like what's going on there, we will recommend that you stay with that person. We never do 2 therapists at once or more. It's not recommended. But if you'd like to transfer to our care, then that you can while you're in school here. The only requirement is that you're enrolled in at least one course. And I know most of you or all of you will probably be enrolled in more than one at a time. But that's what most people come in for. You may have a diagnosed condition. You may not. You may get one when you're here. We may decide we land on a certain diagnosis and that would be helpful for your treatment as you go forward. But it's not required. And the other thing that people come in for are relationship concerns. So we may talk about that as well. And then sometimes it's academic stuff going on. Now, the one difference is that we are not academic counselors in that we don't change your schedule. We don't have really a lot of access to your progress toward graduation. But we can talk about the stress that comes with school and among other things in life and how to maybe support you in that way of maybe changing things and kind of getting to a better place. We will offer group counseling on occasion as well. It's sort of a case by case, and as time goes on, we keep our finger on the pulse of the campus and what may need to be offered as far as group counseling goes. And we also offer support groups, a little less formal as far as therapy goes. Support groups can be anything from, like, as it says there, women's self-esteem. We've run in the past a men's group. We had last semester, veterans group as well. If there's any veterans in our audience here today, we have our counselor that meets with some veterans to just kind of process life outside of the military, or some are still involved in the military and attending school at the same time. And we also have a Guardian Scholars program for former foster youth. And then we do a lot of work in collaboration with our Multicultural Alliance and Gender Equity Center as well. We provide workshops that are more educationally based. You will see a lot of these come out in emails. And so you just have to see the date and the time and say, yeah, that works for me. I'm going to go into the counseling center and do a workshop. There's workshops are less involved in the sense that you don't necessarily need to speak. You can if you want, but you don't have to share. It's about learning, maybe about the brain and anxiety as an example. You can, but again, you'll get these emails that'll say, this is when the workshop is coming in. You may have actually received one either today or yesterday about one of our counselors doing a workshop on a new mindset for 2026 and getting involved there. And so you can come in and do that. We also offer a general studies course for graduate students that probably wouldn't pertain to you unless you have the ability to jump into some general studies courses. This one's on peer education for suicide prevention that we offer students. We also have some trainings that we do out of our office. Most recognized one for students would be our Question, Persuade, Refer. It's a suicide prevention training that I coordinate along with our counselors to provide that training to students, staff, and faculty all around campus. And the main focus there is suicide prevention work that we do. We are also a Safe Zone program coordinated office, and we do that for our staff and our faculty. So as far as the graduate students here, if anybody is a staff member on campus and you'd like to attend that, one of our counselors, Dr. Hartville, has run that every year for many years. In each spring and fall semester, he has an orientation to become a Safe Zone ally for the LGBTQIA+ community. I know I'm going very quickly, but I'm trying to stay on time, and there's a number of things to cover. One thing to remember is that just like any therapy office that you attend out in the world, the same thing relates to us. We are confidential care. By law, we have to keep all of your information in office here, and we are licensed therapists, and that pertains to our licenses, as well as the best way to do therapy. It's why therapy really works, is that you can come in and be assured that your information won't go outside of this office. The only caveat to that is for mandated reporting, so child abuse, elder abuse, or if you have a plan to complete suicide or to harm somebody else, we need to be able to keep everybody safe. So that's the reality for us. Outside of that, really everything stays in-house here. Suicidal thoughts that are fleeting, we see that quite often. It's therapy. It's how sometimes this has to work. So we will help folks in that way. We don't necessarily have to report those things. It's about imminent risk. We are also, just like Lauren said, for the health center, we do not need insurance here. We don't need to take it. All of our services are paid for through your tuition, so you're covered already. No co-pays or anything like that. This is a breakdown of who our providers are. Oops. And then lastly, for our counseling center, we have 2 events that we hold. One is in the fall semester, not coming up until next fall, is our candlelight event. These are our signature events for our office here. Our candlelight event is to support those that suffer from mental health concerns and suicide as well, and maybe some folks that have lost loved ones to suicide. And this is where we light candles and we remember them and we share stories with one another. The one that's more coming up a little bit sooner here is this spring. We'll hold our 11th annual mental health awareness event out on the Student Union patio and Runner Park. This is a day for a lot of our campus partners and community partners to get together on campus and work with students and have activities and remind students about their overall well-being, from physical health to mental health to financial health to all sorts of things that we need to work on. And there'll be a day of food and music and sort of being with one another and enjoying activities together in the spring as you get ready for finals and then the summer break. That's it for the counseling center. Again, we are open for you guys. All you have to do to make an appointment with us, whether it's for individual counseling or to come into a group or whatnot, is to give us a call, 654-3366, and make an appointment over the phone. Or if you're on campus, you can drop by in the counseling center office. You can drop by just to check us out, just to see what we look like. What do the offices look like? And I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. It's a pretty nice office. We renovated this space and we're really happy to be here. But you can just make an appointment that way as well. Our last bit here is the person that we have outside of counseling, but it's also a confidential resource, is our victims advocate, Enlise Solis. She joined us about almost a year ago now. As the victims advocate, she's a confidential support that works with folks that have experienced domestic violence, sexual assault, or human trafficking. That could be sex trafficking or labor trafficking. That she is well versed. We're very lucky to have her. She has over a decade of experience in the field. And so if any student, staff, or faculty have experienced any of these serious concerns, whether they be recent or more in the past, we can work with students in that capacity. And she will work with folks in this way as far as guiding folks with supportive services, such as safety planning, reporting to Title IX, which you'll hear from in just a little bit here, reporting to the University Police or Kearney Sheriffs or BPD, depending on the jurisdiction and where it needs to go. Antelope Valley students, she would love to work with you too, as well as we would too. Counseling services are available at Antelope Valley, the campus there, as well with one of our counselors. I apologize for missing that. But Enlise can also work with folks at Antelope Valley. She can work with folks on housing and emergency shelter needs if needed. some basic needs, restraining orders and court accompaniments. She's well versed in all of the proceedings, and as they go on, she can walk with the person if needed. She's a vital resource, we think, that students, staff, and faculty can really benefit from. This is her contact information. Again, she's located in our building because she is a confidential resource, as we are. And so we're lucky to have her. Her direct number is there on the screen if you need it. Even just write it down just so you have it. If you don't need it, great. We're happy for that. But if you do need it, you'll have it. Her line goes directly to her. It doesn't go to a main office where they kind of filter you through. And we do that on purpose. Also, the email there is to reach out for her directly, as well as her website. You can also get to the Counseling Center website if needed, and it's csub.edu/counseling center if you want to look up the counselors and what their bios are and other things counseling related. I believe that's it for me. I apologize for racing through, but I hope that's everything.
Great. Thank you so much, Eric.
No problem.
Yeah, I encourage you all to head over to the part of campus that the Counseling Center is in. There are other offices over there that are really fabulous, and it's a really nice part of campus. At any rate, I am delighted to introduce Alan Williams, who is our Director of the Office of Civil Rights and Compliance. He's new to campus, but we are excited about all the work that he and his team are doing. So, Alan, it's all yours.
Great, thank you. And can you all see my slides okay? Yes, perfect. So we're the Office of Civil Rights and Compliance. We'll be relatively brief. I'll put our website in after we're done talking so that we have access to that as well. I am also a current doctoral student at another university, so I know what you all are about to get into, and I appreciate all the work that you'll be doing in the upcoming years. We really want to focus in and just a little bit, give you a little bit of information about our office, who you could come speak to, a little bit about some of our offerings. And really the biggest thing is we're a resource and we're someplace that you can come to get support. And sometimes our office can sound scary, and we want to sort of demystify that a little bit. So Jorge, if you want to introduce yourself as well. We couldn't bring the whole team, but we at least want to bring a couple of us so you knew who we were.
Hello, everyone. Good to see you guys again. My name is Jorge Villatoro. I'm the Assistant Director of Civil Rights and Compliance. I also serve as a Deputy Title IX Coordinator. Okay, so it's good to see you all. Congratulations. I myself am a product of the CSUB MPA program on campus and had a great experience there. So I'm excited for you all, and I know you guys are off to a great journey.
So the one thing I do just want to be mindful of is a lot of times I think people think of our office as the Title IX office, which is part of what we do. We obviously look at discrimination, harassment, and retaliation, and that includes sexual misconduct, sexual harassment. But it's really important to note that we look at other protected class discrimination and harassment as well. And so looking at things like age, ethnicity, national origin, military status. And so anything that involves a protected class really should come to our office. And again, our goal is to support individuals who are experiencing negative interactions, whether it's on campus or off campus. We can provide supportive resources and then also talk through about some options that you could have with our office moving forward if that's appropriate in your situation. So just really want to be clear about you all should be able to access your education without dealing with discrimination and harassment, and we want to make sure you have that opportunity. You'll see a little bit of our team here and some of our information. Like I said, I'll provide our website as well. But as you'll see, we have the two of us that have introduced ourselves. We also have an investigator as well as a conflict resolution manager. So some things may not need to go through a full investigation. Maybe you have interest in resolving conflict in another way. And you, our conflict resolution manager, is really adept at being able to have those conversations and provide alternative options to resolve a concern that you may be having. And then we also really highlight Emily as well. She's a great resource and want to just be, go back to that confidentiality piece. Our office is not confidential. If it comes to us, that means, the university is aware of it. We're bringing it forward. We're reacting in a way to support individuals and make sure that everyone has access to their education. And so Emily's a good start if you want to have a confidential conversation before you decide how you want to move forward. Something that's really important is your ability to make a report and how to do that. There's a couple of different ways. We're right next to the counseling center over on that part of campus, but you can also just go online. We have a QR code and an online form that you can fill out that makes it really simple. It's really important to note, obviously, your professors are required to make reports about issues that they are brought to them that live within the civil rights space. But we want to be really clear about what that means. And so when they make that report, what it means is we're reaching out to the individual that has experienced the harm and giving them their options. We're not going to force someone to do something they don't want to do. So we're not going to force you to participate in an investigation. We're not going to force you to participate in any of our programs. We just want to make sure you have options, that you know what your resources are. We can provide supportive measures. And so maybe you need some extra time in a class. We can work with your professors on that. Or you need to take a short leave of absence based on a concern. So there are multiple things we can do, but we want to be able to have those conversations and make sure you feel supported and be able to access that education. Also, part of our job with these is to protect the due process rights of all individuals on campus. And so we're happy to have those conversations as well. Information just there. The other piece that we talk to all students about is the support for pregnant students. Title IX protects you from discrimination due to pregnancy, childbirth, or recovery from childbirth. And some students just aren't aware of that. And so if you ever need accommodations for being in that situation, for being pregnant or giving childbirth or recovery, making sure that we can give you adjustments and make sure you can have access to that educational environment through that. And so making sure you have access to that. The other thing that I'll just do a shameless plug for is you all have to do an annual training with us as well online. And so making sure, that does require you to do that, or you could have a hold on your account and not register for classes. And so that's our way to give you some of this information on a regular basis, so you know exactly what you need to know. Jorge, anything that I missed, anything you want to add before we have a brief time?
Yeah, just a couple things to add. If you want to take care of the student Title IX training today, feel free to go to our website, click on the link. Other than that, you should have, or very soon will be receiving a email with a communication and link to it as well. The deadline to complete that training is February 30th. Students who are out of compliance on their training will get a hold that will prevent you from registering for the fall 2026 semester. Okay. Just if you want to get it out the way, an hour out of your day and get it out the way, not to worry about later, please go ahead and take care of it. However, if you forget and you end up with the hold, don't sweat it. Just take the training. Take the training. The hold will go away within 24 hours of completing the training. Okay.
Yeah, thank you. Just to end, really appreciate all of you being here and appreciate all the work you're about to do. Just think of us as a resource. If you ever need anything, we're happy to talk through your options or talk through support we can provide. Really appreciate, again, all that you're going to do over the next couple of years.
Great, thank you so much, and apologies for not getting your title right, Alan. He's an AVP, not a director. Listen, nobody ever knows what an AVP is anyway, but speaking as one, so I am. All right, I'm ready to turn it over now to Marianne Angelis, who's going to talk to you about the Dreamer Center and the Magic Center.
Hi, everyone. Just give me one moment. Go ahead, share my screen. So my name's Marianne Angelis. I am the Asian American Native Hawaiian Pacific Islander Assistant for our Anapi Student Achievement Program. I'm currently housed under Magic and the Dreamers Resource Center. So I'm here today to provide you some information on Magic, DRC, and the Anapi Student Achievement Program. So what is Magic? We are a space that aims to uplift, validate, and support our students from various backgrounds. And so Magic is not just cultural, but it is our religious beliefs, sexual orientations, and gender identities. We like to call Magic, which it's located in the Rohan building nearby where Title IX is and the counseling center. So you'll be taking the same directions that they've been mentioning to you as well. And so Magic to us is a little home away from home, a place for all of you to relax and to feel welcome and to have a space to feel like to have your personal identity validated. So some of the resources we offer on campus are, one, we offer free course textbooks. If you come by to the space and you have your class list, we have a full library that's been donated by our bookstore, as well as various staff members and students on campus, where you can pill a book and you can borrow it for the semester, for the academic year. We love to provide this resource because it's been helping so many students with saving that little $50, $100 here and there. And we always know that saving a little bit of money is going to be great. Next, we have our student affinity lounges. So we currently have 4, and the 4 are our Black, Indigenous, and People of Color lounge, our Anapi lounge, our LGBTQ lounge, which is also called Jay's Library, and we have our religious and spiritual lounge. We also, including with our lounges, it's an additional room as well, is our meditation room that we have. So these are all spaces for you to be able to come in, read, study, take a nap. We encourage you to use these spaces in conjunction with all the other resources that are being offered to you here today. In addition to our lounges, we also have our private lactation room located towards the front of the building. And so we have a space just for you, and it has we have provided a little chair, desk. There is a sink in that bathroom as well. So if you need to clean some items, we do have that available to you. We also have our snack space where we provide light snacks and refreshments to our students, and just a place for you. And also we provide a fridge, a toaster, and a microwave, and a coffee maker as well. So now that we've covered magic, next is our Dreamers Resource Center. So what is our Dreamers Resource Center? The Dreamers Resource Center provides the support and resources to students who are undocumented, AB 540 recipients, DACA, and mixed status families. We provide very specific services to these students. And so one of the big things that we offer, which I'm going to move over to the next slide really quick, is we help refer you over to our legal immigration services. So they provide this legal service is provided throughout the CSUs and the California community colleges. And the individuals that are eligible are our current students, faculty and staff, immediate family of any of those individuals, and then also recent graduates within 2 years of graduation as well. So they provide services for all of these items. And what we do is we help, you can bring a concern over, and then at that point, we would help refer you over to our legal immigration services. I'm going to go back really quick. Additional resources we provide is some application support. We have a computer lab. It's also all housed in Magic. And then we do some presentation services and academic and cultural events as well. Another resource that we provide are our constitutional red cards. So these are going to be little red cards. You'll see them in the student union. You'll see them as well as in several offices on campus. But these red cards state to your constitutional rights. So if you were to ever get stopped by an officer or by immigration enforcement, you would not have to say anything. You would just hand over this card. So we offer them in English, and we do offer it in Spanish here at Magic. And then also, if you wanted to move, if you needed any other languages, you can go ahead and scan the QR code here or copy and paste the link that's provided. We'll go ahead and provide that as well to mark that and for you all to have as well. And the website provides over 50 different languages for you to provide to your friends and family and have printed at home. And so last but not least is our Anapi Student Achievement Program. And so the main things that we provide are our culturally relevant programming. So we want to help facilitate some cultural connection, community building, and professional development. We also have our Anapi Lounge currently available. This is a little bit of an older slide. And last but not least, we have our peer mentoring program. This will be launching in fall of 2026. We are currently training our mentors to learn how to be the best mentors for our students. So, all right, that would be the end of my presentation. Thank you all so much.
Great, thank you so much, Marian. And before I turn it over to Lenny, I do want to note Marian mentioned some resources available on campus for anybody who has concerns about immigration status. One thing to know for both the main campus and the Antelope Valley campus is that most of the buildings are considered non-public spaces. And what that means is that we will not let federal law enforcement into our buildings without a warrant. So please know that if you or anyone you know or love is concerned about their immigration status, if they are at CSUB, they are protected, and we do offer those legal resources. So I want to make sure everybody knows that, and that's why those cards are around. You'll see if you walk into any building, it says non-public space, and it's a marker not allowing federal law enforcement in. I should also note that we have not had any federal law enforcement on either campus for non-scheduled events or other incursions. So. All right, that was a happy, not so happy thing to talk about, but we do need to mention it. All right, let me turn it over to Lenny Perez. He is from our Center for Accessibility and Essential Needs, and he's going to tell you about all the stuff they do, which is amazing. Lenny.
All right, thank you, Dr. Adams. As Dr. Adams said, my name is Lenny, in our office, which has recently got combined with the Basic Needs Office last year. I specifically work in the disabilities area, but again, we are the Center for Accessibility and Essential Needs. So the first thing, we divide our area, in those two components. So we have accommodations that we can provide for students that have disabilities. So that's the side that I mainly focus on. This could be physical disabilities, learning disabilities, psychological disabilities, pretty much anything that's impacting a student's ability to learn in the classroom. We can help out. And we have worked with Alan's office before in the past. He mentioned our magic word, accommodations. And so again, according to California, a woman who's pregnant is not deemed having a disability. But again, sometimes we're helping students that are pregnant with maybe complications, medical complications, and sometimes we're intertwined in terms of helping out. So how do you qualify for services? Well, to apply, you just have to be enrolled. That's pretty much it. And another common theme here is that our services are there's no extra charge for our services. It's all included in what you're paying for tuition. We have an online application. There are two forms to fill out online. So if you went to our main website, you'd fill out these two documents. So one of them is just the application. The other is a short consent form. And then we need some kind of documentation. So if you've got a learning disability, if you were tested in a junior college or another university, we most likely can use that. We have a learning disability specialist. They can review that and base accommodations off of that. IEPs and 504 plans, if you've heard of those in high school, they don't transfer over directly. But again, we can use those and potentially grant accommodations based off of those reports as well. The other part, any physical disability, anything that a medical care provider can sign off on, you can get a form from us that a healthcare provider fills out, lets us know what the diagnosis is, lets us know how you're impacted, and we can provide accommodations based off of that. So things always happen in threes, people say. So the three things we need, the two forms that are online, and the third thing is documentation, whether it comes from a learning disability specialist or a paper that we can give you for your healthcare provider. Examples of what we provide, the common ones are extended time on exams. All of our students will get priority registration. learning disability assessment. Our specialists can do learning ability assessment. So if students feel that they might have a learning disability and has not been diagnosed in the K through 12 level, then she can go ahead and do that testing. It's about 6 hours worth of testing, and she will give you a full scale IQ as well as a bunch of different other numbers, and will let you know if you qualify. Now, she does not do any diagnosing. You will not get a diagnosis from our specialist. She will just determine if you are eligible for accommodations based off of some scoring. Helping students with note takers and being able to record lectures are a couple more accommodations. ASL interpreters happen through our office. If you're unaware, that stands for American Sign Language. So if you've ever seen any interpreters in your classrooms signing for students, that happens through our office. Adaptive computer equipment, if there's equipment or if there's software that's needed for classrooms that use computers. Easy examples are Zoom text to enlarge a screen. There are the speech text to speech software, which a lot of things are very common now. So it's things 10 years ago that used to be a little harder to find. Just about any piece of software is doing these things now. So that has made the software part a bit easier. Alternate media is just, again, getting students their books in an electronic format. Use a screen reader, and that reads out loud. All right, the other part, the essential needs, the basic needs, would be our what we used to be the basic needs office. So how do we determine, let's see, well, here's my notes. They're on a different part. How do we determine basic needs? These are conditions necessary to survive. We're talking about to survive and thrive, which include housing stability, your access and ability to prepare nutritious food, your mental and physical well-being, and your financial well-being. Those are the ones we sort of define as, those are your conditions necessary to survive. Some essential things as well that aren't the basic, but a little bit higher and still important would be hygiene, transportation, childcare. So let me back up one more for the food resources. We have a food pantry on campus. Right now it's in a little storage container right next to the student union. And right next to that, there's some construction going on. So we're going to be opening up a large hub. The food pantry is going to be a lot larger. This is open to students, staff, and faculty. You can select up to 10 items every week. So again, you're welcome to use the pantry. It's open every day except Fridays and the weekends and more limited hours on Friday. But again, this is open to all students, staff, and faculty. We have a food distribution every third Monday of the month. The third Monday of this month is coming up. It's Martin Luther King Jr. holiday. The school is closed, so that Tuesday right afterwards is going to be our food distribution. This is actually open to the community as well, but students can come through. There's a walk-up line or a drive-through line to come get a box of non-perishable food items, and again, that happens once a month. The edible garden, another thing we have on campus, and we harvest food there every week and give this out at the food pantry every Wednesday. Students can volunteer to help out here if anybody's interested in just getting outside in the sun, doing a little bit of gardening. We're always looking for volunteers to help out the garden. Additional resources. Any of you are familiar with CalFresh, the EBT cards? Nearly 70% of students are eligible for this. So our staff can help you figure this out, help you apply, and help you walk you through the process. Unfortunately, housing students have meal plans, are not eligible, and international students are not eligible. But we can help get you through to CalFresh to see if you apply for this card. Again, you can go to the grocery store and buy different groceries. Some of the other resources, financial resources. So we have on-campus emergency housing grants. Students that are experiencing this can live on campus for free for up to 30 days. And this is, again, we can house you for 30 days until you find someplace permanent or someplace else that you're able to live. Off-campus emergency housing, if you have kids, you have pets, you can't live in the residence halls, then we can find some place for you as well. A nearby hotel. And so we have grants that are available for students. And then the emergency grants. An example is if your tire blows out, let's say you drive and your tire blows out and now you can't drive to campus and you don't have the money to fix it. Well, that's impacting your academics. So you may be eligible for grants where we can help, pay for things like that, things that happen all of a sudden. And again, it's affecting your ability to go to class, be on campus. And we have grants that can be available for some students. Other types of grants, students that need to secure housing, we have help for students that again are looking to move somewhere. We can help with a deposit and help with some rent. Emergency grant, let's just say something unexpected happened. You were that you couldn't pay your rent. Something happened, lost a job, something just urgent happened and you needed help. That's another thing we do. And then eviction protection grant for students that again are going to be evicted. We do have some grants, money's available to help students that might find themselves in that situation. So I believe that's it. It was again, we've got a lot since we merged into two different departments. I put my contact information in the chat. So again, my name is Lenny Perez. My email is there. And then again, on our website, you'll find all this information. So hopefully I wasn't too fast, but I got through most of the good stuff. So again, thank you all for being here. Congratulations on beginning your graduate program. And again, thanks for listening to me.
Great. Thanks so much, Lenny. And just so everyone knows, we do have basic needs resources and services for students with disabilities available at Antelope Valley as well. Shelley Brooks is our coordinator on the Antelope Valley campus. So if you've got any questions, reach out to Shelley. Shelley is also our liaison to CC, and so I'm delighted to turn it over to Katrina Gilmore, who is the director of our Career Educational Community Engagement Center, also called CC, and let her tell you what she does, because we all would like jobs at some point, I assume.
Yes, absolutely.
So, yeah, Katrina,
Thank
thanks.
you. Thank you for the introduction. So my name is Katrina Gilmore. I am the director here at the Center for Career Education and Community Engagement. And so I'm just going to briefly overview some of the services that we have for both students and alumni. We are located actually very close to the Counseling Center and the Dreamer and Magic Center. So we're over in Entwood, so it's in that same little complex. So if you are going to any of those centers, you'll also see the CC office in the Entwood building. So some of the services that we provide, you'll be able to, we have individual counseling through our career counselors. We help with resume development, interview skill building, trying to create an effective job search. You guys are in graduate school, you probably don't have to do a lot of major exploration, hopefully not at this point, but lots of research that we'll provide for students and help them get resources on career options. We also try, actually several times a year, we connect our students with employers. So we have career expos, fairs, employer information sessions, on-campus interviews. We work with the Kern County community as far as making sure that those opportunities are available to our CSUB students and alumni. Additionally, we have an online system called Handshake. And if you are an alumni or got your undergrad degree from CSUB, you probably are familiar with the Handshake system. So that particular system is our online career system where employers post their job opportunities, internship, volunteer opportunities, but we also have that space where you're able to make appointments with our career counselors in Handshake and have access to a lot of our resources that we have through our office. Along with the individual career counseling appointments, we do have walk-ins. We're still updating our dates for spring. We're going to start a little bit later this semester, but those are 20-minute quick advising appointments. Usually people drop by to do a resume for those appointments, but the scheduled career appointments, those are 45 minutes in length. Those are where you can get into some more detail with a counselor. We have students come in to do several types of appointments, and these are basically both in person or virtual. So if you needed to essentially make an appointment from the AV, or even if you're here in Bakersfield, you can do that virtually or you can come in person. As an alumni, you do get 2 free appointments after you graduate. But as a student, and as you guys are grad students, you would be able to have unlimited access to those appointments as of now. We do have our workshops on a video on demand system. So we have a YouTube channel that has all of our career education topics. So you'll see things like resume development, how to build your LinkedIn profile, making sure that you are ready for your job search and you're doing efficient job searches. We have the PowerPoints for these presentations that we go into depth on YouTube. We have those listed in our resource section in the handshake system. So we notice a lot of our students access a lot of our resources like 1 a.m., 2 a.m., in the middle of the night. And so at this point, we want to make sure you have access to these 24 hours a day. So those are available to you as well. We do a host of career fairs throughout the year. For the upcoming spring, we will be having a spring volunteer fair, and that's where we're going to have lots of our nonprofit organizations that are looking for people that are interested in interning or volunteering in the community. So you get a chance to talk with those people face to face. We will have our JCPenney Suit Up event coming up into February. And we also have our big Spring Career Expo in March. And these are all listed on our handshake site with lots more detail. But our office does these every semester. So you'll be able to have access to these events as you come here and attend classes. And also these particular events will be available to you after you graduate as well. So you are still able to work with our partners and network with the employers. Our website, so www.csub.edu/CECE has lots of our resources. You'll be able to see our calendar of events. Our recorded workshops are under the student/alumni tab. Many of the things our counselors do throughout the day is review resumes. And so we have sample resumes on our website. So if you need a template to kind of start with, that is available. Those are all in the Word format, so they're easily editable. There's career assessments. There's lots of different resources that are available for our students. As I mentioned before, we do have the handshake system. To get into the handshake system, you're going to this website here. It is linked to your MyCSUB account. So if you use your MyCSUB credentials, you will be able to access that information pretty freely. So you'll be able to see upcoming events. This is where you make appointments with our career counselors. If there's any other online-based resources in Handshake, it is available to you. Okay, so that was it. That's all my time here, but we are on social media. So we're on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, X, and TikTok. So we're at CSUB-CC. We do several of we record and put lots of social media event promotion on our social media. But if you ever want to get in contact, this is where you can find us. Okay, thank you.
Great. Thanks so much, Katrina. All right. Well, we're sort of coming to the end of our programming. But Martha, you want to put the main PowerPoint back up for us? And while she's doing that, let me say that we're happy to answer any questions. Please check your email for our announcement about when the Grad Studies Center is going to open back up. We really would. We'll have an event and there will be food.
Sorry.
Oh, it's all right. We want to make sure you come by, you see the space. The Grad Studies Center will have multiple spaces for grad students to use, including a lounge, a lab, and printers. So we want you to feel like it's a space that you can hang out. I'm actually delighted we're going to be back in the central part of campus. So we'll be right on the first floor of DDH. If you've not spent much time at CSUB, that's really like right in the middle of campus. So we'll be very, very central. If you could please, grad students, but we'd welcome other feedback, do this QR code and give us some feedback on the orientation. And then I guess the only other thing I'd say before we wrap up is if anybody has any questions, we're happy to take them. You can come off mute or you can post them in the chat. Samantha has been diligent about getting links to all of the websites, so please feel free to save that. Yeah, Elsie, we're delighted to have you back. We always love it when CSUB alumni come back to do grad work. So any questions from anybody? Otherwise, we will wrap up and thank you so much for coming this afternoon. I know sitting through long Zoom sessions can be a little tedious, but hopefully you found some of the information useful. Please, please, please stop by and see us in DDH once we open back up. We want to see you in person. We don't want to just Zoom with you. We'd like to be able to hang out. So feel free to stop by.